Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another video. And in this one I wanted to discuss exactly which Call of Duty exactly is it that you hate the most, or that we hate the most as a community. But I'm just going to stick with what you hate the most, because opinions definitely do vary. And as I stream different Call of Duty games on my channel here, I notice that people love and hate different ones. And even going back to when I went to go get World War II from GameStop in November, I found plenty of people that absolutely adored Ghosts, and we know how much Ghosts is hated, but for some reason I'm thinking that this one here, Advanced Warfare, is probably the most hated Call of Duty out of them all. Now there may be some of you that are watching this video right now that agree, and there's going to be some of you that disagree. So this video is mainly going to be about, obviously, about which Call of Duty do you think is the worst, and which is the one that's most hated, and why. There are plenty of things that go into what make a Call of Duty game really, really good, and what make a Call of Duty game really, really bad. And a lot of it varies by fans' opinion, but obviously there are things that are going to stick with everybody in the community. But one of the things that's really, really interesting about this game specifically, is the fact that, well, the movement, the advanced movement, is unique because it's not the same like it is in all the other Call of Duty games, and it's also the first. Because we all know that Infinity Ward with Infinite Warfare copied off of Treyarch, and in terms of the advanced movement, but Sledgehammer here did their own thing. And if you even look at this game compared to World War II, there are definitely opposites, not just in the way they play, but in pretty much every single aspect. Obviously there are a few things that they have in common, because obviously it is Sledgehammer games. So what is it? What is it about this game, or the Call of Duty, that you hate that makes it bad? Because obviously we need, good connection, good hit detection. The game needs to have fun, to be fun to play. There has to be variety. The list goes on and on. The score streaks have to be good. You name it. I mean, everything has to be done. There's a lot of things that have to be done right for it to be a good Call of Duty game. I mean, for instance, let's say you like Kill Confirmed. I mean, if you're not getting the amount of points that you're supposed to get when you're picking up tags in Kill Confirmed, and if they get the points wrong on that, then that's going to be enough to ruin the game mode and not make it fun for you. I mean, it's so simple to ruin a Call of Duty game for somebody, or to make a Call of Duty game for somebody, if you think about it. But the question is, I mean, there's like a fine line there. So the question is, what is it for you, and which Call of Duty game is it for you? Because again, I'm very lucky to have what I have here on YouTube, and I have direct communication with the community, or a part of the community, and the opinions vary. My channel is very small, over 510 or 12 subs or something like that, and it's everybody has different opinions about which Call of Duty they like and which Call of Duty they don't like. I mean, and I'm actually very, very, very happy to see that there are people like that come to the stream, for instance. Not as many when I stream this game though, but I guess it does vary on the game, or what day it is, or whatnot, or the time that I stream. But I'm very pleased to see that there are people that actually do enjoy this game for what it is. Because, for instance, let's say you didn't get your Titanfall 2 fix, or let's say Titanfall wasn't exactly everything you wanted it to be. Well, you got this thing, which is the most similar game. So think of this as a different version of Pilots versus Pilots for Titanfall, in a sense, but without the wall running and a couple of the other things, because the movement is different in Titanfall than it is in this game. But I would probably say that this game is the one that's the most familiar, I guess, similar. But I mean, till this day I still have, I also, one of the things I'm also glad I remember to mention is that like hype, whether false or real, is enough to make or break a game. Like, for instance, World War II's success, as we're starting to see now, and I'm not just saying this because I particularly don't enjoy World War II, but one of the things that made the game be the success that it wasn't the game itself. It was the hype that was surrounding the game. Oh, back to boots on the ground, back to a World War II setting. And what is the community learning again? Well, that isn't everything. Even boots on the ground isn't everything. It is something. I mean, granted, there are people that don't mind the advanced movement, but I think it's safe to say, even though World War II outsold Black Ops 3, I think a lot of the community will agree that overall, as a Call of Duty game, regardless of advanced movement or not, or regardless of boots on the ground or not, I think we could all agree, or at least most of us can agree, that Black Ops 3 overall was a better game. So, and I'll tell you this much: if Black Ops 3 was a boots on the ground game, an overall boots on the ground game, then I pretty much think that everybody would pretty much agree that Black Ops 3 is a overall better Call of Duty game than World War II. So there's just so many different aspects to it all. I mean, it's all, and also another thing other than hype, it's also about playstyle, because there are some Call of Duties that are a little bit more catered to a defensive playstyle, like let's say Ghosts, because of the fact that time to kill is so fast. And because the maps are larger as well, that's another thing. So that's catered to a more passive playstyle and the way the maps are built. You got this one that's catered to a more aggressive playstyle, so more aggressive people will like that. And who knows? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can just assume here, and I could just bring this up while I'm at it. I also think that another reason why Fortnite is very, very popular is because of the fact that they seem to enjoy playing passive. People like the defensive play style. There's a lot of people that do, and that's cool, and everything. And Fortnite, for instance, or PUBG, or games like that, or the battle royale games, you know, and there's that. But I'm sure that's not everything, because I don't play that game and I have no right to say that much. But that's just something that kind of popped into my head, and I figured I might as well mention it while I'm here. But people like simplicity. Let's put it that way. People like something that's very, very simple. And it seems with the advanced movement in Advanced Warfare, for instance, or even Infinite Warfare, you know, I think it's the lack of simplicity in terms of the movement, the basics on how to get from point A to point B, and then you can just jump around and boost way high up in the air. That makes a difference. So many factors. So I want to know down in the comment section, which Call of Duty do you hate the most? Is it this one? And why exactly? I mean, I'm sure there's more reasons than just beyond the advanced movement. But at the same time, it could be just the advanced movement, because, like I said before, it doesn't take much to make or break a game of Call of Duty for somebody. And that's it, guys. That's all I want to know. And speaking of hype, before I end this video, I think that too much of a negative hype is also what overkilled Infinite Warfare, in my opinion. I think the biggest reason, from a gameplay standpoint, why Infinite Warfare was not that successful was not just the hype, but let's leave the hype out of it for a second. I think it's the fact that it also it just tried to do a copy and paste of Black Ops 3, and it wasn't as good of a copy and paste, except for the movement. But everything else wasn't as good. So anyway, let me know, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you think and what your opinions are. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I could do to make my videos better. Catch you guys on the next one.